haunted by dreams that were meant to come true. Love was there, I could not see it, so the voice of salvation came shining through you, and you said, God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. In the sky of my mind was lightning and thunder. I never could trust it could finally be right. The truth in your eyes said, don't worry, don't wonder. You sang me a song that has shattered the light, and you said, God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. And like the shepherd, you pulled me through. When my heart was troubled, I didn't know what to do. Your compassion planted a seed in my life. Now the flowers in me. All the time I'm singing. All the time I'm singing. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. If your wings are heavy, you cannot fly. Haunted by dreams that were meant to come true. God is right there, you just have to see it. Let the voice of salvation come shining through you, and just sing, God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be. God is all there is. God is all there will ever be.
Good morning. That was Ricky Byers. God is all there is. This is the sanctuary of the
Recording
Spirit.
in progress.
I am Reverend Greta, Sesheta. I'm happy to be here today. It looks like we are on Zoom and on Facebook, and I hope on YouTube as well. God is good, and the technology angels are in full force. Good morning, good morning. Welcome, everybody. Thank you all for being here. It's a good day to be alive. This is what I know, the sense that I have, and I'm sure that it's the absolute truth, the transparent truth. And we have Ray Davis today, all the way from Oregon. It's a magical moment. Always delighted when Ray comes. So I welcome you, Ray. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I'm happy and grateful to be here. This is a wonderful weekend because my wife and I are hosting our two wee grandbabies. And they got to stay with us last night. This is the second time. So we're slowly working up to longer periods, but their parents out of town, so we got to get to
How
watch
old
the
are
little
they,
ones.
Ray?
They are 3 and, well, she'll say 3.5, but since her birthday's coming up soon, it's 3 3/4. And 2.5. I mean, 1.5.
Oh, they're just little toddlers. Good for you,
Little
Grandpa.
Yeah.
Do you sing them to
I am
sleep?
What's that?
Do you sing them to sleep?
No. That would just kind of keep things going.
Okay.
Especially the older one looks for any opportunity to stay up a little bit longer.
Of course.
But it's so fun. It is so wonderful. Keeps me young. Yep. And it's interesting. This first song, actually both songs today that I've selected are responses to what I'm seeing going on in the world. And I think about my grandbabies and what the world is going to be like when they're of voting age, even. And it can be disheartening. However, I'm learning that my best response is not a reaction, but truly is a response from spirit. Because unless I'm grounded, it is very easy for me to be moved and swayed emotionally and mentally so that I begin to create what I despise in my own life. So both of these songs will speak about my and our response, those of us on this path, in face of the weird things going on. It's just weird. So this first one is taking an inspiration from Matthew 25. Now, Matthew 25 is an interesting chapter. You should check it out sometime because Yeshua, who most people call Jesus, but Yeshua, and Mama called him Yeshua, I'll call him Yeshua. Yeshua's telling a lot. He's reprimanding. He's kind of setting up what the law is like. And in this particular parable, he's speaking of a king, or he's speaking of the living one as the heavenly Father. And when he comes into his kingdom, how he's going to respond to those who are his. And really the story is when I begin to awaken to the consciousness of oneness that I am, I now have the opportunity to judge my own actions. And one of the chief ones right here is what I've done to the least of these, I've done unto me. What I've done unto the least of my talents, the least of my abilities, the least of my interests, the least of my inclinations, what I've ignored or what I've pumped up, that is to be judged according to universal law. And whatever I think I've done that doesn't have any effect on me, oh yeah, it does. So how I'm treating my neighbors, how I'm treating my friends, how I'm thinking of and speaking of politicians and corporate leaders, it's done unto me.
Yes.
This is called the least of these. Come on now. I've got something on my mind, and it's high time for my confession. To the world I may seem kind, and the success of my profession. But When I search deep in my soul, I find a hole about the size of your oppression. And I wonder, could it be the solution is calling for me? Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least of these, well, I've done it, I've done it, I've done it to me. Yeah. Maybe I can see the signs. Maybe I don't want to name it. Oh. Maybe I believe some lies, but it breaks my heart to claim it. Oh no. And maybe I've been socialized to minimize the pain you feel and just reframe it. So I'm wondering now, can I be a solution somehow? Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least of these, well, I've done it, I've done it, I've done it to me. I just can't take it no more, blaming somebody else for my life, for my life, my life, my life, my life. Now I am ready to start. I'll change my mind, change my heart. I will open, really open to love, 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 love. Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least of these, least of these. Oh, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least. Oh, whatever I've done to the least of these. Well, I've done it, I've done it, I've done it to me.
Ray. So beautiful. You know, I know you
You
play.
Rev.
Shoot. I say my best stuff when I'm muted. But that was so beautiful. You know, I know you play piano. I know that you sing. I know you play trumpet. You play guitar?
Mm-hmm.
And you also whistle. I thought God just said, I'm just giving it all to Ray because he knows what to do with it. Oh, such a touching, moving, truthful, wonderful song, and such a magnificent delivery of it. Thank you, Ray.
It's my joy.
Oh my God. God is so good. Well, I don't know about you, but I absolutely love that. You know, last week, as part of the Sanctuary of the Spirit, we had the Symposium of the Spirit, and we had a chance to, you know, talk about some things and raise some questions and make some comments about it. And I really like that, and I would love to incorporate more of that into the Sanctuary of the Spirit so that people do feel like they are present and interacting and participating fully, either on Zoom or on Facebook or on YouTube. And so today, the reading is by a friend of mine, Mitch Earl, who was a practitioner at Agape, and I suppose still is, but not in Los Angeles anymore. And I really like this piece. It's called God Within is the Answer. And Mitch starts with a quote from the song that Ricky and Reverend Michael wrote, When the River's Rising, which includes this part that says, will you remember me? When the river's rising and the seas are not calm, and the peace you felt yesterday is nowhere to be found. And you pray to be free, for the burden to subside. Hold on, I'm the answer. This piece by Mitch Earl called God Within is the Answer. He writes, it's easy to get snagged or completely knocked off our rock centers. School, church, political mall, and other shootings are as raging as the firestorms, the earthquakes, the hurricanes, the tornadoes, and the floods. Continually increasing prices, product shortages, job cuts, stock market jolts, and benefits reductions are going through the wazoo. People raging on and off the roads. Personal boundaries ignored through cell phone addiction. New flus, fatter children, and the president wants to do what? What's a reasonable human being to do? How do we maintain our sanity, much less get back into the vortex of source energy when the world all around us is just rocking? First, allow a breath. Second, allow another breath. Third, repeat. Breath, the prana, the life force of us humans, tends to become short and shallow when the slings and the arrows are flying. And we're gasping for more life, for more air, for greater breath. And so we first, second, and third breathe. We invite a restoration of our remembrance of who we truly are. Radiant, ever expanding, unlimited starlights of spirit itself. We recall that there is, in spiritual truth, only one power in all the universe, and that's God. And this God is everywhere present. and fully present everywhere. Not a spot where God is not. We can then mentally move to and breathe and pray from a vibration of faith and trust. We can know that without needing to earn it, we live in God's grace. And that this oneness of all life is only for us and holds nothing against us. We're not judged by some ephemeral energy or anthropomorphic figure. We only judge ourselves. We can then gently mosey unto a place of prayer and forgivingness. We ultimately forgive ourselves for the previous errant thoughts that caused the conditions in the first place. We truly have all of the inherent power to calm the storm. Peace, be still. His affirmation is, I am the answer. That which is in me is greater than anything around me. When the river is rising, I stop. I pray. And I invite the I am that I am to reveal the answer. God within is the answer. The topic today is transparent truth. The transparent truth of God is the answer. And you know, anything that is transparent is capable of transmitting light so that it appears that there's nothing that is blocking the vision, blocking the sight. In transparency, you can see through to the truth, to what is real. I don't know, many of you perhaps have heard of the singer Gil Scott-Heron. He lived a few blocks from here some time ago. But he wrote this poem and a song entitled The Revolution Will Not Be Televised, and you've perhaps seen it referenced in different places. The revolution will not be televised, but we know that the insurrection was. The insurrection, January the 6th, 2021, overturning the Capitol. And in a short 4 years, the takeover is here. It's the rule of law just means nothing anymore. The president has the power to kill anybody or order anybody off to be and not answer to anybody, not even say sorry, because he's immune from that. Citizens are being stripped of their citizenship. Now we're told not even Native Americans should be considered citizens. Mass firings for no cause or reason. We have taxation without representation, and the rich have all the representation with no taxation. People making $1 billion a day are not required to pay taxes. Our Congress has no conscience. The consciousness, they're afraid. They're afraid to speak up, and so they go along with the tyranny. The rights of people are being denied. Our well-being is being discounted. Doesn't matter what they put in our food and the air. Families are being separated. Children will probably be put in cages again. And a small group of some young whiz kids have been given unlimited access to all of our personal information. We feel the threats and the harassment and the lawlessness that is a standard that goes along with the injustice and the bigotry and all of the stuff. This is what is happening now. I remember when I was a little girl, my mother told me in all seriousness, she says, Greta, first she said, Don't ever slap anybody in the face because it hurts their feelings too much. And I never have done that. And she said, never boo at anybody. Never boo because it's un-American. And she was so sincere. And I never booed anybody either, but oh my goodness, would my mother be surprised at things that are considered un-American now? Very, very little respect for the values and the principles that the country was founded on. This is not our parents' democracy. And we don't know what it will be, Ray, for our grandchildren. But we can't really consider this the land of the free, the home of the brave anymore. That doesn't fit. This is a land that is in trouble right now. And many of the people in the United States are nervous and we're anxious. We're exhausted. It's exhausting. The things that are happening every day that some we don't even find out. Today, what happened last week, what laws were changed, what rules were just tossed. We knew that there was a storm brewing, off in the north somewhere, some kind of, but we figured, it wouldn't get to us. And now we realize that it has. But don't worry. We live in California. California has the biggest economy in the world. We'll be okay in California. Don't worry. We're brown. They're going after the yellow people this month, and then the red people and the black people. So don't worry. We'll make it through okay. We're middle class. It's not the middle class. It's the people that are on welfare. Those are the people that are out, that are here illegally and doing all these. So don't worry. It's not going to affect us anyway. We are Methodists. It's not the Methodists. We don't really have to worry, It's the Jews. It's those people studying the African religions. It's those people that are worshiping witches. Don't worry. We're men. It's the women. They need to be home frying bacon anyway. Don't worry about it. We'll be okay. Newsflash. We are all in this together. I saw a cartoon the other day. It was the Titanic, and the tip of the Titanic, the front of it was down in the water, submerged, but in the back of it was still up above the surface, and the people in the fancy bedrooms there were saying, "Oh, don't worry, we're in a luxury bedroom. We'll be safe. They'll take care of it. It's all right." The United States, the government, the present government, has turned its back on our friends, on our allies that we've been with for decades, and has embraced those who have been against all the things that we were for. And there's no honor among thieves, that's the saying. So these people that have gotten together that have this distorted view of what is real and what ought to be, they can't trust each other. We're with a bunch of people that don't trust us, that we can't trust. Let someone else handle it. That's what we said about Germany in 1939, and someone else handled it. It just seems like we're in this situation where the values, the vision, the ideals, the principles, we kind of got washed up. Those, it wasn't important. These other things were more important. All the glittery things were important. All the celebrities, all the things outside of ourselves that we were trying to be and do in places we were trying to be seen. Those were the important things, not the things that were our foundation, the truth, the transparent truth of who we really are. You could just say anything you want about anybody if you can do it in a certain amount of characters. And then they gave us more characters, so you could say even more things. Nobody was going to call you on anything. What do you mean common courtesy? What's that? People are making millions selling pictures of their body parts on TikTok. It's perfectly acceptable, and that's what we do because we've kind of lost our moral compass. We've lost our idea. I know I'm preaching to the choir. I'm telling to myself, trying to understand it. We lost the idea of who we were and what was right and what was wrong. And it was like everything turned out to be all right. And there wasn't anything that was wrong. It was if it's working for you, if you're making it. Really interested in what was trending, and now it feels to me kind of like we're treading water. We're kind of hoping for a life raft or something. Somebody throw us something to get us out of this mess that we're in. This idea of everybody's looking out for number one and nobody else counts. The other people that are the wrong color, they don't count. The people that live on the wrong side of the tracks, they don't count. The people in these a-hole countries don't count. Well, what do we count for? What do we stand for? And when was the last time that I really proved what I stand for instead of letting other people speak for me? And then they started speaking something that I didn't agree with. And then I had lost my impetus, my confidence in myself to say how I felt about it. To say, I don't agree with this. I don't think it's right. I'm not going to be condemning other people, but I'm going to work to do something about this. I think that we got kind of lost here. And yet here we are. Here we are this morning or whatever time it is that you're here joining this. And I know that you must care because you're here. If you didn't care, you certainly wouldn't be listening to me. There'd be a whole lot of people that you want to listen to besides what I'm saying about this. But what happens now? What do we do now, given where we find ourselves? Am I going to go up against 47? Number 47. I remember way back in the day, J. Edgar Hoover days, I was afraid, that J. Edgar Hoover might investigate me. If he found out that I supported the Black Panthers, or if he found out that I loved Malcolm X, I was afraid that they would do something to me. And so these days, do I want to get run over by the Proud Boys? By the Ku Klux Klan? Now by the FBI? By the Department of Justice? Do I want them coming for me? Do I really want them to gut the Department of Education? That's up next. How will my grandchildren, raised grandchildren, your grandchildren learn to read and write? When I remember that when my grandfather was a little boy, it was against the law to teach him to read because he was Black. So now will we see that since English has been declared the official language of the United States, that little Jewish, Spanish, Chinese, Scottish, Polish children won't be able to read their language? What are we to do? I found that the Tao Te Ching says the way to do is to be. If you take care of being, if I take care of who I know I am, that will instruct what I am here to do. And make no mistake, no mistakes have been made in God. We are here for a purpose. We are here at this time in human history because we're meant to be here. Because we have a purpose to fulfill right here and right now. Who you be, who you are, is a unique, unrepeatable expression of the divine. That's who you are. When you know that and remember that, it's already a given what you're to do. And it might look big or it might look small. It might look important. It might look unremarkable. But in God, there's no such a category. God simply is. Good is. You are here and now. And your presence is the presence of God. You're here revealing the face of God. You're not here to be anxious and worried and exhausted. No. You're here perhaps so that you have reason to remember and to reaffirm who you are. How valuable and precious and important and real you are. Then the divine direction. Spirit tells you what to do. Spirit opens your heart and works through. You know, we have that song, God will work through an open heart. It's just so true. The part in the chorus when we sing, my heart is open. I am your instrument. Live as my life. Shine through my countenance. I am willing. What would you have me do? Open my mind. Yes, I am here for you. That's what we're to do, to be here for God. And to do the opposite of the least that there is to be done, but to do what is to be done in the name of God. God within us is the answer. God, sometimes they say God is still being God. That doesn't mean, oh, God is still being God, but I'm still here suffering. God is still being God, and God is my shield and buckler. God is my shepherd. God is my guide. God is my answer. That God that is within every one of us. So how do we know that we're going to be safe and that it's going to be all right? How can we trust that that is okay? And Mitch in his writing says something about faith and trust. I know that you are aware of the Episcopal Bishop Joanne Buddy, who spoke at the prayer service for after the inauguration of 47. And she asked him to please have mercy on the people in the country who are afraid. And people in certain quarters rose up and said she should be deported for asking for mercy for people who are afraid. And she wrote a book called How Can We Learn to Be Brave? She wrote this book about 2 years ago, and I saw her talking about it, and apparently she pulled on the spirit within her to say what needed to be said, even though she had thoughts about it. She somewhere found the courage to say, please be merciful to people. You have all this power, use it in a merciful way. And in this interview, she was talking about sometimes when we're driving late at night, it's dark and there are no street lights on and it's foggy and we can barely see except for the headlights that are on. And we're driving because we can see the light of the headlights. And she says you can make a long journey in that same way. Just being able to see what the light is showing you ahead. And to me, that is faith. Martin Luther King said that faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the rest of the staircase. You can't even see where it is, but your faith leads you. Jesus told someone that he healed, he said, your faith has made you whole. So faith is building on what you know is here so that you can reach what you know is there. That you have faith that is there. And having faith builds your trust. You begin to have trust in the thing that you have faith in. And the thing that never fails is the presence of God within you. So when you're climbing a mountain, you have faith that you're going to get to the top of it. And you know, mountains are, sometimes they're called thin places Because mountains, apparently, when you get high enough, and a mountain is a symbol of higher consciousness, when you get high enough, there's a very thin veil between the spiritual and the physical, and you're able to see. We say, my eyes are on the mountaintop. Moses was given the 10 Commandments on the mountaintop. Jesus gave the Sermon on the Mount on a mountaintop. Muhammad was given the first revelation by the Archangel Gabriel on a mountaintop. When we rise in consciousness, we are coming to the mountaintop. Our faith is renewed and strengthened, and we are anchored in the truth that we know, that is transparent, that is clear, that allows us to see what is real. Not the alternative facts that people are saying is real, but what the real truth is. Opportunity for us to make a turn. And there's a piece called The Great Turning that I find it every couple of years again, and it just moves me so. It's written by a Unitarian minister named Christine Fry. And this is what she writes. She says, "You ask me to tell you of the great turning, of how we saved the world from disaster. And the answer is both simple and complete. We turned. For hundreds of years, we had turned away as life on earth grew more precarious. We turned away from the homeless men on the streets, the stench from the river, the children orphaned in Iraq, the mothers dying of AIDS in Africa. We turned away because that is what we had been taught. To turn away from our pain. Turn away from the hurt in another's eyes, from the drunken father or from the friend betrayed. Always we were told, in actions louder than words, to turn away. Just turn away. And so we became a lonely people, caught up in a world moving too quickly, too mindlessly towards its own demise. Until it seemed as if there was no safe place to turn. No place inside or out that did not remind us of fear or terror, despair or loss, anger or grief. Yet on one of those days, someone did turn. They turned to face the pain, turned to face the stranger, turned to look at the smoldering world and the hatred seething in too many eyes, turned to face himself, to face herself. And then another turned, and another, and another. And as they wept, they took each other's hands until whole groups of people were turning. Young and old, gay and straight, people of all colors, all nations, all religions. Turning not only to the pain and the hurt, but also to the beauty, the gratitude, and love. Turning to one another with forgiveness and a longing for peace in their hearts. The Great Turning by Christine Fry. You know, on May 25th, 1986, 39 years ago, there was a big event on a Memorial Day weekend. And if you were in the United States then, May 25th, 1986, you'll remember that you participated or you knew about it. It was called Hands Across America. And the idea was to have one continuous human chain from one coast to the other of people holding hands. And almost 6 million people participated. And there were some places where there were gaps, like in some places like in the desert or places that were hard for people to get to. But in those gaps places, they used ropes and banners and ribbons to take up the space so that we could do it. And I remember, you know, here in Los Angeles, standing up there on the Western, right on the freeway, I was holding hands across America, and it felt so wonderful. And it was to raise money for charities, for people that needed it. And at the time, We Are the World had just been written, and so we sang that, and we sang America the Beautiful. It was just an amazing event. We did something and together. I think energetically, it's something that we could use right now. We could start right here. You could just take hands with me. We'll hold hands together no matter what time it is or where you are. There's an energy that connects us that is real. There's the opportunity to know that we really are one, and we really do stand for what we believe in, which is truth, which is love, which is unity and oneness. And we can bless one another, and we can recognize one another and give thanks. I'm grateful and thankful. I was hoping that we might have some time, for questions or comments, but I would love it if you want to write something in the chat box or the comment box. I would love it if you just want to continue holding hands as we put the cherry on the top and just pray together. And our prayer can be just breathing together and feeling the love of the infinite, feeling the peace that we all long for, feeling the justice and the unity, feeling the wholeness and the healing, feeling the prosperity and abundance, feeling the patience and understanding, feeling and knowing the truth and allowing it to have its place, allowing it to be our realization. Giving thanks for the opportunity to say God is good, and I am one with God. God is still being God. I am still being the I am that I am. The one when Moses asked the burning bush, "Who shall I say sent me?" And the answer was, "Say, I am sent you." Each of us, the I am presence in expression. We give thanks for this. We give thanks for the realization. We give thanks for the grace of God that we don't have to earn. We give thanks for the peace of God, which is ours by birthright. We give thanks for the opportunity to do this right now and tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the next day, eternally to remember to come back to who we be, who we are. Each of us, the beloved of God. Each of us, the only one that God loves, as if we are the only one. We give thanks for this. We give thanks for any realization that we are having right now. We give thanks for the sense of any energy or vibration of oneness or union or love or forgiveness or understanding that moves through us. We open our hearts as an instrument for God, and we let God do its thing. With gratitude and praise, we just allow this all to be. And the simple truth is we just get to say, and so it is. And so it is. Our faith has made it so. Amen, Ashe, and Aho. Thank you so much. I know Ray Davis has something really special for us. Hey, Ray.
Hey. I am grateful for you, and I'm grateful for the living one as you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So much said, so much truth. So I want to, this song is for encouragement. This is a song to encourage me, a song to encourage you to have faith. In Matthew 5, to begin the Sermon on the Mount, Yeshua spoke of the words of the Beatitudes. We can call the Beatitudes where he said, blessed are you, blessed are you, blessed are you, blessed are you. If these conditions, those of you. And it seemed, I remember being a child hearing these and thinking, well, that doesn't sound very blessed. If you're meek and lowly of heart and dealing with abuse and all that kind of stuff. But Yeshua was very clear where that blessing was coming from. All of the conditions that we face are transitory. They are temporary. The laws that are enacted and changed year after year after year aren't really laws. This is law.
Yes.
This tarot card represents law. It is the faithful intelligence, the living one, from age to age, changing not. Everything is balanced. There is no debt that will not be repaid. There is no yin that has no yang. So even though it seems as though we who are on this path may be outnumbered, and in truth, in activity we are, but the truth, in other words, that which is real, is that which we are drawing from. We are drawing from the law, not the temporary, transitory, political blah, blah, blah that's going on. Be of good courage. Don't be afraid. Living One says, as me, we got this.
Yeah.
This song is called Blessed.
Thank you, Ray.
I'm going to take it down a little bit. I really want the lyrics to come through in this one. Ooh. 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 If you are one bringing light to the darkness, then the rising sun will call you blessed. If you are one who in darkness will nurture the light, then the setting moon will know your name. Your name is blessed, for you are tested, for you are beaut and you are scorned. Though they revile you, they can't defile you, for all receive their just reward, just reward. If you are one being light in the darkness, then the blazing sun will call you blessed. If you are one who in darkness reveals the light, then the glowing moon will speak your name. If some accuse you, if they abuse you, it's just that they don't know what they are. They have rejected what you have accepted. They fear the light and you shine like a star. Blessed is your name, even as they set their evil eye upon you. Oh, yes they do. So rejoice again, I say rejoice, as you make your choice and raise your voice. Food for the hungry, shelter for the homeless, water for the thirsty, support for the oppressed. See, you are the blessing when they pray to be blessed. There's no need to fight when you are the light. Just shine, shine, shine. Oh, you are the one, you're the promise of light in the darkness, and the blazing sun he called you blessed. Oh, lovely one, from the darkness shine, shine your light. For the rising moon, she sings your name. Your name is blessed, blessed. La 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 la. Your name is blessed. Oh, blessed, yes. La 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 la.
Thank you, Ray. Truly, each of us is blessed. Each of us is the beloved of God. Thank you. I'm going to be talking some more about the Beatitudes too coming up. Thank you for doing that, for sharing with us. Oh, thank you everyone for being with us today. I'm so happy to see that I do have friends on Facebook, and I'm not able to see YouTube this week, but next week I will be able to. In answer to prayer, I asked for someone that could help me, and Veronica Lopez just out of the blue said, "Did you ever think about doing this on YouTube?" And I said, "Yes, I just asked for that." And her husband has been sharing so much with me, so I'm happy, and I appreciate your support for this ministry. Appreciate your willingness to share in any way that works for you, either on my website, Zelle or PayPal or Venmo. Send a check. It helps to keep the ministry here and going, and this is the beginning of our 6th year, and there's some people that have been supporting all throughout that, and I'm so grateful and thankful for their love and for their support. Thank you all. If to the degree that you can and you would like to, just send a gift of any amount. Thank you so much for that. I see that Ricky announced that she's doing, I forget, what do you call it? What do you call it when you just people come together spontaneously and do something?
Retreat?
Huh?
The retreat? Is it no.
It's called something. It's like, anybody see that announcement?
Jubilee? Is it like a jubilee?
Oh, a flash mob. It's a flash mob, she says, at her house today from 11:30 to 1. So the people that sing in the choir, sometimes we go. And so I think this is an opportunity for anybody that wants to go to participate for Ricky's devotional today. That would be wonderful. See if you can concentrate this week on your beingness, being the truth. I read through some of the comments on Facebook, people remembering who they are, remembering that they have power and that they matter and that they are blessed and that they are the beloved of God. Thank you all so much for that. Have a good week. You know, every morning is another opportunity. I thought when I woke up yesterday was like, oh, it's still going on. Yes, today I remembered it's still going on, and God is still being God, and I am here for God. And whatever I'm called to do, I'm here to do that. If it's just taking hands with the people that are available to take hands with, that makes a difference. That's powerful. Connecting with the God within you is the most wonderful thing that you can do for yourself. So we'll just move into gallery, and anybody that wants to just quickly make a comment or ask a question, and we have a little bit of time if anybody wants to do that. Anybody, anything, any new idea gets sparked today you want to share? All is well. I'm happy
Just
and
want to say
thankful.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Rev Greta.
Thank you, Harriet. Thank you.
I work with refugees from all over the world, and I am definitely in the midst of all this, seeing all the pain and chaos. So I related this message, and I just want to thank you so much. I really appreciate you, Rev Greta.
Thank you. Thank you for the work that you're doing. Grateful for the work that all of us are doing to the degree that we're called and we know. Thank you all.
Thank you for grounding me each week.
Thank you. Thank you all. Blessings to the people on Facebook. Thank you. I'm going to reread all your comments, and people on YouTube. Bless you. Thank you. See you soon. Maybe I'll be posting some little short things. I think on YouTube I've started doing that, so I'll let you know.
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay. Bye for now. Thank you, Ray
Bye.
Davis.
Thanks, Ray Davis.
Ray Davis.
Bye, Ray.
Thank you.
Love
We love
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.
So what can we do, Agape? We can be the trash picker-uppers in our neighborhood, because God knows somebody's got to do that, right? Jamie and I lead transformational travel trips, and we took a trip